Yo, we are back. Let's go. Wait,
Let's go.
sorry.
How you
Oh,
doing, Phil?
I
How you
killed
doing?
it. Damn.
You're
Hey,
fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
I killed it. Ball Central Podcast. We are back. Myself and John. We'll be your host for tonight. We had to take a week off due to everyone being busy during that time period. I went to NYC, and obviously the others had obligations of their own. Ball Central, you can check us out down below, YouTube, Google Podcasts, etc., etc.
And Instagram.
Um, and
We on
Instagram.
Instagram as well. I'm
Oh,
just saying.
John, I'm glad you know Instagram page. Shout
I mean,
out to
I'm
you.
just saying. I thought I'd shout it out. You know what I mean? Maybe you'll see some photos of Akeem this week. This week they will make their debut before Super Bowl Sunday. So look out
Absolutely.
for it.
Hey, how was your weekend going? I know
Well,
we had a
it's
week
going
off.
pretty
So.
good. It's going pretty good. Today I was actually at the B&H photo conference in New York.
Ooh,
Depth of Field 23. It was fun. It's a free event, so I got to see some artists speak and bought a book and yeah, I just looked at cameras today, so it's been a fun day. We do it again tomorrow, so I'll be there tomorrow again. But yeah, I don't know. It's so far so good. I just shot a Sweet 16 as well, so I'm editing those pictures, and yeah, it's so far so good this year. How's your year going, Phil?
pretty good. Obviously we didn't have a pod last week, so I took a trip to NYC. Went to a little bit fun ass baby shower hosted by George and Aisha. Congrats to the
Nice.
happy couple. Rumor has it their baby could be born around our intern George. Their baby could be born on my birthday, so around that time
What?
range.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that baby will be blessed if you know what I mean.
That's right.
I'm
Okay.
gonna. I love this. I love this. Okay.
Yeah, no.
So
Okay.
obviously we have a lot to talk about since last week or 2 weeks ago, NBA stuff and NFL stuff. But we're starting with the NBA,
Oh
starting
yeah.
starting with the Suns. They their president and CEO resigned, and they now have a new owner. They officially sold it to, I think, Matt Ishiba. I don't know too much details on the guy. I think, but his last name is Ishiba. I don't know about his first name. But hey, a new era for Phoenix. You know, a lot of drama and newsworthy situations were going on during that time period. But I'm guess they finally turned a new leaf and it's starting to start brand new. So, what are reactions?
I'd like to see it more around the league as well, the NFL. So, but I mean, overall, it's good to start anew. You know what I mean? People are buying teams for billions of dollars. It's crazy. How does this guy even have this much money, Phil? Do you know the business he's in, or does he run a hedge fund or something?
I could look that up real quick. All I know
You'll
is
look it up. I'm just
most people that buy sports teams are very wealthy. Oh, he's CEO
okay. Makes sense.
and chairman of mortgage lender United Wholesale's Mortgage. So he's
Oh yeah.
okay. So he's the leader of a mortgage company.
Oh wow. I like it back.
Yeah.
Nice.
So hey, he put plenty of mortgage into the Suns. So hey, hopefully it goes well for them.
At least he's not like other NBA owners that make their billions in worse ways. So
Absolutely. So next, there's been a lot of wrestling slash fighting going on in the NBA lately. Like it's WWE. One of them is newly formed villain Dylan Brooks against one of the league's beloved members of the NBA, Spider Mitchell. Dylan Brooks was on the ground and trying to get back up, but as he was trying to get up, he jabbed. I'll say jabbed or like move his arm this way towards Donovan Mitchell's groin region, hitting him, which started a fight, which caused both of them to get ejected. I think Dylan Brooks got like a 3-game suspension, and Spider Mitchell got 1. So does this mean the NBA has found this new villain, or hey, how are we feeling about Dylan Brooks?
I mean, Phil, of course they're the villain. They're on the uprise. The Grizzlies are trying to take over the West. They think they only need to go through the Celtics, or we're in the East, meaning they're going to win the championship. That's what they're saying this year. So, Phil, like, they haven't done anything. They were big last year, and they didn't do anything either. So, like, I mean, maybe you need to have a villain to somehow take over. But what I'd really like to say is I'd like to give Dylan Brooks the benefit of the doubt because you don't want to be labeled dirty in the NBA, and I like to think he was off balance and just hit him in the nuts by accident. But I mean,
I hope so.
we saw it. It didn't look clean. I'm just saying. That's all. He deserves the 3 games. I mean, he hit somebody in the nuts. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
In a street game, you would have gotten punched in the face. So like 3 games, punch in the face. You know what I mean? Like, I think the NBA did an okay job. But I do like Dylan Brooks. I think he's a great player. So,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of unwanted attention so far this year. Am I right, Phil?
Absolutely. I mean, hey, the Grizzlies, ever since the whole Shannon Sharp incident, they've been having a target on their back. They lost a lot of games. The people are turning on them because they were beloved a year ago.
Yeah.
But like the great Batman quote, you either die a hero or see yourself live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And hey, it's going on right now. Dylan Brooks doesn't help it at all. I think the only people that people love on the team is actually Steven Adams, because who doesn't like Steven
And
Adams?
they love Ja. I mean, they don't not love Ja. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they like Ja, but they hate online Ja Morant, because online he be getting into arguments and shit. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. He's very Kevin Durant-ish with the, I mean, responding.
Perfect description.
You know what I mean? But I think especially after we saw in Philadelphia, and we'll get to that later with Joey Bosa. I thought that was sad because like you're not gonna win that. You know what I mean? You're just not gonna win that. And I don't know. I think he's gonna be more aware. But what's next on the NBA slate?
Let's see. Also, some All-Star news. Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant have some injuries they're starting to heal from. I think Curry just got injured. Kevin Durant got injured maybe a week or 2 ago. They will both be out of the All-Star game, and they're both starters. So some people will be moving up, and the people who are on the reserves will get replacements. So we're gonna get 1 East and 1 West person that will be filling in their spots. Did you check out who wasn't a reserve, John, by any chance?
No, can you pull that up?
Right for the East, Brunson did not make it. Jimmy Butler did not make it. Who else? There was.
I mean, maybe not, but I would think you'd have to fill each position with each type of position. So it would have to be a small point guard or a power forward shooting small forward type player with KD.
Yeah. Pascal Siakam.
Well, it could be interesting, but is he an all-star? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
mean, Jimmy Butler could also be a decent substitution.
Could be.
For the West, I think it was not SGA. De'Aaron Fox.
Should be SGA. Be honest with you.
Oh no, SGA was a reserve.
He's in it, right? He's in it already, right?
He's a reserve.
But he should be starting. Like, you know what I mean?
Ooh, I mean, he probably might. I mean, now that Curry's gone, Curry's out.
Saying, though. Like, I mean, I don't know. Whatever.
It's a good possibility.
I would hope he does. I think he's a great facilitator. But what do you think about it, Phil?
Hold on. I mean, hey, there's obviously injuries happen in a game. I would love to see Jaylen Brown, get bumped up to a starter. No, sorry, it probably will be Embiid, since Embiid got snubbed for starter, so he probably will be a new starter.
Mm-hmm.
Give Jalen Brunson an All-Star selection. He deserves it. He's been having one hell of a year for the Knicks. I think, no bias aside, because you know how I feel about the Knicks, John.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, but
you're not a Knicks fan. You're not.
No, but I think with what he's done his first year with the Knicks, I think he deserves the All-Star nod. Julius Randle got one. Why not Jalen Brunson?
And they're a playoff team because of Jalen Brunson. I'm just saying.
Right. And also for the West, De'Aaron Fox deserves a nod. I think De'Aaron Fox definitely deserves a nod. Who else? Kawhi, Paul George.
Yeah, Kawhi.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Kawhi would take it though. You know what I mean? Kawhi would want the week off.
Absolutely, because his quietness.
I mean, I also think he's an amazing player, and I think he's back. You know what I mean? But
oh yeah,
I don't know. He's been ever since he went to like Los Angeles. He's like kind of been hurt, kind of not been hurt. You know what I mean? He needs to prove himself again. Because people are doubting on him, Phil. I'm just saying.
Right, and Not a lot of NBA to cover, so we'll make it quick. But the last one, the biggest news of the week. Kyrie Irving requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets and is now a Dallas Maverick. The official trade is Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris from the Brooklyn Nets heading to Dallas for Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, a second rounder, and a 2029 first rounder. So, I mean, John, I know you're the New York fan. It was picks, but not too important. So yeah, two second rounders and one first round.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just saying. I just give it to them what days before we tear into these guys. Right. So go ahead.
Phil, I just want to start off saying it was always the Knicks town.
Okay. Well,
shots fired.
It's been, and that's a given fact. So I mean, I don't think any shots fired because I don't want to be like that, but I was right.
It's always been New York has always been Nickland.
It has been.
That's what the Knicks are saying to the Nets right now.
Okay,
Got him. Yeah. Also, I mean, hey, it's kind of disappointing what the Nets done the last couple years.
How many championships they got, Phil? How many championships they got? How many dubs they got?
Sound like Neil.
Just saying.
0. Also, you had 2 chances at a super team and it didn't happen. For the first one, Paul Pierce, KG, Darren Williams, Joe Johnson, that didn't work. Brook Lopez, that didn't work. They still call it a super team.
It wasn't. They were too old, but okay. We'll say it.
I'm going off what social media said.
I know it's crazy. Isn't it crazy that they thought they were good? They were horrible. But keep going.
The second one, KD, Kyrie, James Harden, 3 of the top 15 players.
You were on the same team before. Didn't win anything.
Would you like to take the reins?
Oh my God. Could I take the reins? First of all, let me just say this. Kyrie Irving is worth at least 2 first-round picks. Sorry, not sorry. That's what he's worth, okay? The fact that you, in spite, did not trade him to Los Angeles and whatever, who cares? All right, he was worth 2 first-round picks, and you didn't. Oh my God, I can't. How do you blow up this team? How do you give in to Kyrie? Why don't you not talk to him? Why don't you just be like, hey, let's just finish out the season. You can go wherever you want. You know what I mean? How do you do this to Kevin Durant, who's on a 3-year deal? Where is he going? Are you done trading people? Because he deserves to be on another team.
Phoenix said they will be monitoring all Kevin Durant situations if he comes available.
He's available. I'll tell you that right now. Kevin Durant is available.
So
breaking news.
From my end, let's break this down on how each team is affected. So we'll go off with this one. What do you thought from the Knicks' point of view? I mean, sorry, the Nets' point of view. Sorry.
Okay, so
how do you feel about how do you feel about what they received?
Let's just clear this up. All right. I'm not a Nets fan. All right. I'm a Knicks fan.
Neither am I.
I just want to make that clear before I tear into them. All right. Like what I see is they got a first round pick from a guy that was gonna not resign anyways. So I guess that's good enough. And then you got, I guess, 2 decent players.
Also, they started with Spencer Dinwiddie 4 years ago.
And New York teams always do this. The Jets did this too with Lavernius Coles. It doesn't make any sense.
He might not be a Net as well. He might be traded again.
He might be traded. Okay, that's another stupid thing the Nets are going to do. They're going to trade Dinwiddie, who, guess what? He was a decent player before, and you should have kept him before. Right. I don't know what to do with this. This is a joke of a team. All right, they should be forced to sell their team and move it to Seattle and give it to somebody else, please. Because it's a joke of a team, all right? You literally lost on purpose to leave New Jersey to go to Brooklyn, all right? To then bust on 2 super teams, all right? With multiple Hall of Famers, all right? The next super team they invent or create in Brooklyn, they'll over 10 Hall of Famers and 0 championships. Like it blows my mind that. And we wonder why the tickets are discounted or why, you know what I mean? Knicks tickets are higher. Clearly because there's a product and then there's the other product. All right. And if you want to root for the other product, be my guest. All right. Because, oh my God, I can't even.
Our reaction to the Nets.
It's stupid.
They are.
Yeah, I think all this was just a waste of time. I mean, obviously the star players with like Kyrie and Harden you want to go for, but all that just to get a player you've had before, you should have just kept Jared Allen. You should have just kept Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yep.
Think about you probably could have what you should have done was keep Kevin Durant, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen. That would have been a decent plus Jared Allen plus Nicholas Claxton. That would have been a good big man duo. You could have kept so many pieces, but instead you wanted to go full swing for the super team, and when it doesn't work out, you miss completely. So,
And they didn't need to trade for James Harden. You know what I mean? They didn't need to trade Allen away. They didn't have to do that. They did that. And they're a joke. So let it be. Can't with it. Can't with them.
So how do we see this for Dallas? What do you thought from Dallas end?
They got a little bit better. They definitely got a little bit better. They needed a second piece. I think Kyrie Irving can score. All right, 20 points a game. I think he can average that. All right, and I think in the playoffs, that's more than anybody gave Luka. So I mean, he'll be a good number 2, and he can put up 40 in a big game. He can. He's done it with LeBron. He's helped bring Cleveland their first championship since Jim Brown. So I mean, Dallas needed a number 2. This is when Jason Kidd's coaching experience really comes into play. What do? Do they advance in the playoffs? You know what I mean? These are all questions need to be answered, Phil. What do you think about it, though?
For me, their defense does take a little bit of a hit with Dorian Finney-Smith out, and they were already struggling on defense as is, and I'm kind of worried about the defense from Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic because they're both not outstanding defenders, and the backcourt might be scary. If I mean, obviously, offensive wise, this is probably the best offensive duo in the league right now.
If Jason Kidd can train those guys how to play defense, they're going to be scary.
Bro. You got to think about it. What duo can score as well as both of these guys right now in the NBA? Not many. You got Luka who can score from anywhere. Kyrie the same way. The only problem is the defense is going to be a problem, I believe. Also, how are they going to space the floor? Who's going to take the last shot? Obviously, is a very popular question when 2 stars go join the same team. Who's going to take the last shot? Who's going to be A? Who's going to be B? Et cetera, et cetera. So,
also, who else is going to show up? You know what I mean? Just because these 2 guys are on the floor doesn't mean the 3 other guys that are on the floor they better be doing something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like your role got even more important now that they got someone who's weaker on defense and can score now. So you don't need to put in all that effort. You know what I'm saying? So
yep. So Christian Wood, all eyes are going to be on you. Tim Hardaway Jr., you got to shoot better because he's been shooting very poorly. Reggie Bullock, he's been shooting very poorly. You need to step it up.
And they're going to shine if in their moments. You know what I mean? Because they're going to get threes or they're going to get an ISO or whatever in between when Luka or Kyrie's sitting or they're switching or something. They're going to get involved. So you better show up. Also,
Kyrie's contract is up at the end of the year, and I think it's a win-win for Dallas technically. If Kyrie stays and resigns, hey, you got Luka some help. But B, if he doesn't resign, worst case scenario, you freed up a lot of cap space to sign someone that will want to team up with Luka. Because you think about it, you unloaded Finney-Smith's contract, Dinwiddie's contract, and if Kyrie doesn't resign, his contract. So you got a lot of money to sign a star player who does want to play with Luka.
True.
And you can even sign more people with that because Kyrie's contract is huge.
You could.
So worst case scenario, you could sign another one more All-Star and definitely maybe like a third player to help with Dallas moving forward. So
another big 3. I'm just saying, another big 3 in Dallas.
Yep. So hey, I mean, honestly, this is an experiment because we never saw Luka play with another elite level talent until now.
And Luka's got to be a good teammate too. He's got to get Kyrie involved. You know what I mean?
So we got to see how the teammates work because this is Luka Doncic's best teammate. Because Dirk, obviously, he was old. He was out of his prime. We didn't get to see much of that. But Kyrie,
good.
Christian Wood, Spencer Dinwiddie is not better than Kyrie. Neither is Christian Wood. So this is Luka Doncic's best teammate of all time.
Yeah, and Kyrie really is like, although he's gone through some off the court issues. I mean, he really is a special talent. and the way he handles the ball is, I mean, it's wild. He needs to keep it up, and he needs to keep up his skills. But he really is, when he's on the court, probably a top 10 player in the NBA, always. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Probably,
And
I mean,
I wanted to throw one not hypothetical, but I wanted to throw one question at you, John. I didn't want to ask you pre-recording or in the chat because I just wanted your honest opinion and pure reaction.
thanks. I
So-
appreciate that. It's kind of mean.
So you said mean? Hold on.
I don't know. I don't
No.
know. I don't know what my answer is gonna be.
So thoughts on Kyrie Irving after this question? You were teammates with LeBron, KD, and now Luka, and you still have won one ring. How does that affect Kyrie's legacy?
Ooh,
Three phenomenal teammates, and you've only won one ring. How do you feel about Kyrie Irving's legacy? Not you could take out all the politics and how he's performed and how
By the
he's
way,
acted.
you could add to it. You could say he was teammates with the Celtics as well.
Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Yeah, and they didn't
Yep.
win anything.
So all five of those guys. How does it make you feel about Kyrie Irving's legacy? That he can only win with LeBron.
He's a Hall of Famer because of Cleveland. He's a Hall of Famer because of Cleveland. I mean, how do I feel about his legacy? He was a very good player. You know what I mean? He had the potential to be great though. He if he wins 2-3 more ring, he's a great player. And I mean, but he's a very good player right now, and he's a Hall of Famer. But I feel bad that I wouldn't categorize him as great just because you're right. He only has one ring, and in that many teammates and that many duos, you gotta get it done. You know what I mean? And he just hasn't yet. So, I mean, it might happen in Dallas. You never know. Dallas might be the dark horse. They beat the Suns last year without anybody other than Luka. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and the Suns look scary. You know what I mean? So, like, wasn't there reports of maybe switching Chris Paul for Kyrie?
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
because
him also
yeah.
going to Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How do you feel about the other offers from other teams? A report was Joe Tsai did not want to trade Kyrie to Cleveland because that's what he wanted. Sorry, to LA because that's what he wanted.
Yeah, I said congratulations because you got what you wanted, but like you didn't win. You know what I mean? Sorry, I don't mean to be like you didn't win the trade. Sorry, you sold something way more valuable than what you got. You know what I mean? And you got something. So congrats on getting something over nothing. But I mean, he has a headache partially because of Nets ownership. You know what I mean? Not being direct, not saying, "Hey, if you're not going to be vaccinated, hey, can you not sit courtside?" Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like during home game, like they were a distraction, and they also never really meshed together, right? And they didn't put provisions within contracts that I don't know. I feel like they never really Brooklyn really never had a shot with them fully together for like a year and everyone on the court together and everyone meshing. They never really meshed. So, you know what I mean? Like, and by the way, James Harden played horrible when he was on the Nets. I don't mean to come at him. Like, I think he's a great player, but like, you can't say he dueled. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a hard situation for Kyrie. What do you think? Would you call him a great player?
Yeah, I think if you look at
Or
it,
a very good player. Like I said, he was just very good because he only has one ring, but
I'm gonna say he's one of the greats. Just
one
because
of the greats. Interesting.
he's probably one of the top. He probably has one of the best.
Top 3-point guard.
I wouldn't say top 3-point guard, but
I'm just saying.
top 10, top 12.
Top 12. Top 12, top 10.
He has one of the best handles we've seen of all time. He's one of the best shot creators of all time. Also,
He doesn't win that championship without Kyrie.
I'm saying I'm just saying look at the other aspects besides winning. One of the best playmakers, one of the best. His layup package, one of the best we've ever seen of all time.
If LeBron never won with Kyrie and he never won in Cleveland, that would have killed LeBron's legacy.
Oof.
That would have been such a mark on his legacy, bro. Like, I don't mean to be like that, but if he never had his Cleveland title, like, he wouldn't be the same LeBron. He wouldn't, like, people are about to celebrate him for beating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. You know what I mean? And yes, he should be celebrated 100%. And yes, he's no matter what a top 2 that ever played. You know what I mean? Like people are gonna have that debate till the end of time, but he's no matter what, he's a top 2, if not 1. But like, I don't know. It's just it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy if LeBron didn't have that championship. And that doesn't happen without Kyrie Irving. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
it just doesn't.
Like I said, if you take away all the other aspects, accolades, winning, achievements, etc. If you just talk about Bailey, basically skill set, he's definitely one of the best we've seen, in my opinion. Just off of one of the best shot creators of all time. Just what he could do with the basketball scoring wise, just amazing. The defense could use work though.
He really could. But I mean, he did try his best, and he did cover Curry in the finals. You know what I mean? It's not like he shied away from it. You know what I mean? There are players that like they get taken out. Like Giannis doesn't guard some of the top players. You know what I mean? Because he'll have other people guard them because they might get into foul trouble. You know what I mean? And they need Giannis to stay out of foul trouble because they need him to be on the court for most of the time. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. I give Kyrie a lot of shit, but he's a very, very, very good player. Amazing player.
Right.
So Kobe would probably give me shit too. He'd probably say he was a top 10 player. Probably say he was definitely a top 3-point guard.
Okay. Anything else NBA we want to cover before? Yep. Just a reminder. We have our charity event coming up. Third annual. Me and Akeem versus John and Elijah. We decided to switch up this year because I was tired of winning back to back. So I was like, let's add teams to this.
Both a freaking liar, but okay.
I did not win 2 years in a row.
You won 2 years in a row, but it's not like we were like fiercely competing for it. It was like, okay, guys, fill out this charity thing. It'll be fun.
What I meant to say was all our charities are winners.
Okay, great. That's what Phil likes to say at the end of all these things. But
whatever. Right. I mean, after the podcast, I'm gonna talk my shit. But
you do.
Yeah. Just a reminder. I decided to switch it up a little bit, just to make things less complicated. If your team, we each get a pick, so 2 picks per team. If your team gets the right answer, $10 towards charity. If it's wrong, $5. So just to make it simple, if you get it right, $10. So each team can get a total of $20 per event. Worst case scenario, $10. So yeah, just to make it really easy. So NFL, we have the conference championships that we didn't get to break down because we are out of town, but we have some of them here right now. Let's start off with the more underwhelming one, the one that wasn't very competitive. Philly versus San Fran. I think it was 31-7 or maybe close to that range.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy tore his UCL, the same injury that Josh Allen had, but worse. So, and then Josh Johnson had to come in. A career-long journeyman came in, got concussion out of the game. So all 4 San Francisco quarterbacks were injured. And the Eagles, hey, they defensively they put on a show and did not hold up. They ran the ball down San Fran's throat and got the W and moved on to Super Bowl. What was your reaction for this, John?
My reaction was this is first of all, I just want to say congrats on a great season to Brock Purdy and how he handled himself. He has to get Tommy John surgery, which is crazy, but he'll be better by next year, and I'm excited to see what the 49ers do with him. But I kind of blame the 49ers for this, Phil. I mean, at least the lack of quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, aren't you allowed to like add quarterbacks?
You are, but guess what? Jimmy G wasn't on any list.
He was on IR? No?
He wasn't on IR.
Oh.
They thought they were going to bring him back, and they didn't dress him. So no offense, but at some point you need to make a decision. Do you know what I mean? And they decided to wait on him. And then because they had no one, Phil. They had like literally no. You're telling me you don't have a practice quarterback? You know what I mean? Josh Johnson might have been the practice quarterback, but you're telling me you don't have a second practice quarterback? Like, I don't know. I think they should have dressed Jimmy G if he could have gone. You know what I mean? But I guess he couldn't have, so I guess he didn't dress. And I agree. I don't think the game was that overwhelming. I talked to some Philly fans while drinking afterwards. Not like, I mean, yeah. So just like last weekend, and They had some things to say about Super Bowl predictions, and they said Jalen Hurts didn't even play his best game last week, and I agree. I think he can have a better game. I've seen it this year, and I mean we're gonna continue to see it, but like I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. What do you think about that game? Did you think like the Eagles like didn't even compete or what?
I mean, honestly, obviously Sanford, I believe, didn't get a fair shot just because obviously your quarterbacks are hurt. And I was watching the game, 20 or something so straight plays of just rushing. So obviously they didn't get to utilize their full playbook. And hey, the Eagles did what they had to do. They made the best of a terrible situation for Sanford, and they got the job done.
They just stacked the box though. Like that's the annoying thing. Like I get it. I mean,
also they didn't have to do much to win the game because we know they're all their quarterbacks are hurt, so they're just going to run the ball. So off those, load the box up, do your thing. They didn't even play their best football that game. Jalen Hurts like had 127 passing yards.
I know, and that's what I was saying. But like, I just
they didn't really get tested.
Like, but my problem is like San Francisco is that team that I thought was going to test them, and because honestly, they didn't really get tested, right?
Yeah,
they didn't get tested. So like basically, like I don't know how the Super Bowl is going to plan out because like the Eagles look like the Rams last year. They look like the most complete team versus the two. Do you disagree?
For
like the most complete team. Like what I'm saying is like who has the better secondary, the Chiefs secondary or the Eagles secondary?
I would probably say the Eagles have a better secondary.
Yeah. Who has a better D line? The Eagles secondary or the Eagles D line or the Chiefs D line?
Ooh, Eagles.
Eagles are rated number 1.
I'm gonna say the Eagles have the better defense than the Chiefs overall.
That's all I'm saying. And then what I'm saying on the offensive end is that like if everyone's healthy, they have weapons. You know what I mean? If everyone's healthy on the Chiefs, I mean,
well, not
isn't healthy. That's the
not,
thing. Like,
not
I mean,
also, what's his name? McCall Hardman's out as well.
I mean, so I'm just saying they have less options. So
I mean, technically, if you look at it on paper, the Eagles have the better team overall.
Yes.
It's just that how good Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce is.
Yes.
The Chiefs always work well because if you have Patrick Mahomes, you're almost never out of a game.
You're never out of it. So like, and especially if he had 2 weeks to rest that ankle or a week to rest that ankle. So like, hopefully it's good. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's fine. And it's a little nerve wracking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, I don't know, but like I do think that let's move on to the Chiefs game. I do think that because the Chiefs beat Cincinnati, they proved it to me that they could win the Super Bowl.
Right.
You know
just to finish off the Eagles and 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just because the 49ers had to deal with injuries doesn't mean Philly didn't deserve the win. Obviously, you have to play a game no matter what. The Eagles did what they have to do and still got the W. So I'm not trying to take. I'm not trying to take away credit from the Eagles. Obviously, San Fran would have done the same thing if the roles were reversed.
Yes, absolutely.
So they made the best out of a bad situation and got the W. And it's sadly enough, a Super Bowl trip was on the line. It sucks, but it happens.
Well, I mean, I've been talking to some Eagles fans, Phil, and bro, when we get into predictions, I'm gonna tell you it, and you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, no fucking way. I'll be like, or you're gonna be like, how drunk were you? You know what I mean?
Probably a lot.
Bro,
a lot of Jack and Cokes, huh?
Some Jack, I had a picture, and to be honest with you, I wasn't even that drunk when I was asking these questions. So,
God damn. Okay, so hey, let's get into the AFC Conference Championship. Obviously, a lot of eyes were on Patrick Mahomes' ankle just because of the injury versus Jacksonville. It was pretty much the Bengals start off with a slow start the first half. The Chiefs were hot, but then the Bengals started to come back, and then the fourth quarter was just all back and forth action. Then a lot of plays happened. Some were called, some weren't, but that's sports. Some calls are not going to get called just because the refs aren't perfect because the refs are ass. So, and then it was tied 20-20. Chiefs are marching down the field. They get a good kickoff return, but then I think on like a third down, I believe Patrick Mahomes goes for a first down. He gets it, steps out of bounds, and then one of the Bengals players, I forgot his name. Rookie. He commits a penalty. Unnecessary roughness because Mahomes was outside of the restricted area or outside of the sidelines, and they obviously moved up the Chiefs. They did a couple more plays and they kicked the field goal to win the game. So, what are our thoughts on that game?
Can I just quickly? discard my chance to ever working at CBS Sports to say this. All right, they're a piece of shit network for showing that guy crying for 15 minutes after the game. They're a horrible network. All right, you showed the replay like 5 times, which I get it. All right, he hit somebody out of bounds. We saw it the first 3 times. You know what I mean? But then to watch that guy cry and break down and like he's a rookie too. You know what I mean? Nothing in the NFL is set, and he had a great game up until that one hit. So like, I don't mean to curse, but fuck CBS. I don't mean to be like that, but. It's messed up. You should never have done that. And I mean, maybe in a way it got him sympathy, but I don't know. It was messed up how many times they panned back to him when they were talking about them losing. So I just want to make that point.
Right.
But Phil, what'd you think of this game? I'll let you go first because I called it. I don't mean to say it, but I called it.
Yeah, I mean, during our preseason predictions, I had the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl.
You did, and that was a good call. That was a good call for you because I believed you then. I was like, not the Bills, but the Chiefs. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh, Mahomes' ankle, I don't think it's going to hold up. Obviously, I was wrong. I should just stuck with my original choice of the Chiefs making Super Bowl. So I chose the Bengals. So I think it was a good competitive game. I mean, it was a game that the Chiefs needed to win just because the Cincinnati Mayor was talking shit. The Bengals players were talking shit. Eli Apple was talking shit. They called the stadium Burrowhead. And it's just the game that needed to win because Patrick Mahomes was 0-3 versus Joe Burrow, but now he's 3-1. So technically, Burrow still does have the winning edge over him. But I'd rather that win be a trip to the Super Bowl than a regular season win. So
and that win is a trip to the Super Bowl. He cost Joe Burrow a Super Bowl.
A back-to-back Super Bowl trip.
So and that would have made Joe Burrow like really number 2. You know what I mean? Like you could tell me Joe Burrow's better than Josh Allen, all right? And I hate the Bills, all right? But like you could tell me that, but I mean Josh Allen been playing better football than Joe Burrow. I don't care.
But who's been winning?
Everybody loving Joe Burrow.
Who's been winning more?
What'd you say?
Who's been winning more?
Okay, but he's also been in the. I mean, Josh Allen's also been in the league longer, so I mean, clearly. But
this Joe Burrow's 3rd year.
Is it? This is 3rd year.
First year injured, 2nd year Super Bowl, 3rd year kicked out.
Josh Allen's 5th.
I think it's 3rd.
No, Josh Allen?
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, Josh Allen's like 5th or 6th. Yeah.
Yeah, 5th or 6th.
I thought about Burrow. I'm sorry.
What I'm saying is, like, you put in that much time, no offense, but he is number 2. I'm sorry, in my mind.
That's right.
Ever since that playoff game where he lost, but he lost by a stupid coin flip that they had to change the rules over. You know what I mean? He's a top 3 quarterback. All right. That's a given. And I hate the Bills. All right. But he's a top 3 quarterback.
Hey, that's fair enough. Also, the thing is, IBT Sports, shout out to them. Kenny's brought up this point, and I think I brought it up as well. Patrick Mahomes has been the undeniable number 1 guy for so long that we've seen comparisons throughout his career. Is it Brady and is it Mahomes and Brady? Is it Mahomes and Josh Allen? Is it Mahomes and Lamar Jackson? Is it Mahomes and Burrow? It's just a bunch of like who's number 1, number 2. We've seen so long. This is how great to show how Patrick Mahomes is. So
yeah, he's pretty good. You know what I mean? But like he's also lost the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like we don't want to get into that. You know what I mean?
This is 3rd Super Bowl in what, 5 years?
Yeah, he's 1-1. He's 1-1 so far.
Are the Chiefs the new Patriots?
No, absolutely not. Sorry, I don't mean to be like that.
I mean, 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. That sounds very Patriot-like.
And they're great, and they're a great team, but I don't know.
Gotcha. As for Cincinnati, they have a lot of questions moving forward. Joe Burrow extension coming up. T. Higgins, you have to sign him to a new contract. Absolutely. There's a lot of players on defense that you have to re-sign. Who stays, who goes? A lot of questions for Cincinnati. This could be a very different looking team when we come next season.
Who? All right, hear me out on this. You're gonna say no, but to get Justin Jefferson, you trade T. Higgins and somebody else and a 1st-round pick. Who are you adding to that? Who could Minnesota get that they'd be like, oh my God?
Jesse Bates, the safety, the Bengal safety.
Really? You go Jesse Bates, T. Higgins, and a 1st-round pick to get Justin Jefferson.
If that ever happened,
bro, that's a great trade. That would be a great trade.
Get a little sign and trade. Because plus the Vikings, what's the Vikings' weakness throughout the years? their defense, and I think Jesse Bates will help that defense,
And
especially with
get T. Higgins, who is a number one anyways. You know what I mean?
especially with Harrison Smith not getting any younger.
Yeah.
But hey, I think. What do you think about Cincy's future after this?
I think they're young. They're good. They've got a good future. I think they're a lot like the Steelers will be. I think
Trade Eli Apple,
but I think Lamar Jackson will challenge them when he's healthy. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know.
If he stays in Baltimore,
if he stays, that's a good question.
he could be wearing green and white very soon. So
Could be. That would be awesome. If he was wearing, I would cry. I'd be like, man. That's crazy. All right, but
we got some other stuff to talk about as well.
Yeah.
After all that, some breaking news, not reported by Adam Schefter this time. Tom Brady announces on his Twitter and other social medias on a beach that he is retiring yet again. Are we taking this one seriously? Is he done for real?
Phil, that's my question to you. You're gonna start this topic off because you are the Brady fanatic.
All roads lead back to home. No, I'm kidding. Honestly,
Are they?
Honestly, I think he's done for real this time.
Aren't you really?
I mean, no one, I don't think with everything he's been through, I think he needs to actually sit down, think about his retirement and actually spend time with his family and his loved ones. Just because everything that Tom Brady's ate, breathed, trained for was football. And I think he needs to sit down and try to figure himself who he is after football, because that's the most important thing to do.
This is the second year in a row you've told me Tom Brady's going to stay retired. All right, I just want to let you know that.
I know, and I'm saying that for a reason.
Last year you said the same thing. You said, "Man, Tom Brady, he's going to be with his family. He's about to be on Fox News."
And I remembered that because you know why? All roads lead back home. No.
Could you imagine? I mean, I'm here for it, Phil. I'm here for the imagination.
Robert Kraft did mention that they will do their very best to try to sign Tom Brady to a one-day contract so he can retire as a Patriot. And Tom Brady has a podcast currently, and guess what? And what was his first guest after retiring?
Who?
Bill Belichick. So,
wow, I didn't see that.
Maybe some talkings here and there. Say, hey, take a year off. Come back.
Did you listen to that? Was it a good podcast?
I didn't get to listen to it fully. I just saw some snippets and clips. But
I was going to ask if it was the one thing I would compare it to would be the Shaq and Kobe.
Probably. Yeah. Actually, that's a very good comparison.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Bill Belichick did actually compliment Tom Brady, saying, "So we had the best relationship. It was we were the best at what we did, but all good things that it has to come to an end."
It did. It did. I mean, it didn't really. All right. Can I say that? Can I say the Patriots fumbled the bag a little bit?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I think they definitely did when it came to the year before, and even maybe the year before that when they made it to the Super Bowl. Just not supplying Tom Brady with enough weapons, and then
I agree with that. Yeah.
The letting him go to Tampa Bay and not telling him, guess what, you're
Tampa Bay.
We just gave up Jimmy Garoppolo for you, so literally we'll do anything, you know what I mean, in the book to keep you or whatever. And they just didn't, you know what I mean? They took Cam Newton, they were fine with it, and that's got to be disappointing because he went and won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bring that up, low key. I think Belichick and Brady would have been dope if it was like Michael and Scotty. You know what I mean?
Right.
But Tom Brady did what he wanted to do. He chased Jordan. He really did. He has 7. He's good. So he could be retired. But I think Oakland, I think San Francisco, and I think New England are definite possibilities. And I don't know if he's retired. I'm going to say the same thing I said last year.
That's fair. After last year, that is a fair statement to say.
I don't know if he's retired. He could. I would love for Bill Belichick to talk him into one more year of New England, even if we, you know what I mean? The Jets are going to load up. We're going to load up, and we're going to play them. And I want to beat them. So
it's going to be a FaceTime call with Edelman and Gronk.
Yo, I would love to see that happen one more year. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Plus $50 million. Oh, probably not this year then, but they have $50 million cap space this year. So maybe they might take another down year, build up the cap space even more.
Going to charge to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what. Save your cap space for this year and then re-sign everyone next year.
And you need a wide receiver too. Like you need to go get a Hopkins.
Hopkins. Well, I doubt DeAndre Hopkins will want to play at New England just because his relationship with Bill O'Brien was the best in Houston,
No, I get that, but
and he's our new offensive coordinator.
you heard what he said about did you hear what Belichick said about him?
Oh yeah, Belichick has D Hop in high praises.
He does, and it's crazy how like I mean
They always had that good relationship. So
I hear the Bill O'Brien thing, but I mean to go play with Tom Brady.
yeah, I mean yeah.
You know what I mean?
If D Hop was to come, it would be for Belichick and or Brady. So it's understandable. Yeah, but hey, we'll wait to see. The over under for days retired for Tom Brady is 34.5. So John, it's been like a couple of days. Do you think that over or under? What do you think? Is it gonna be over or under? If we had a bet on it.
It might be over. It's not something he's taken lightly. Okay, this is Tom Brady. It took him 34 days last time to think about it. They asked him on a beach. I'm retired. What are we talking about? I'm on a beach. I'm retired.
Yeah, he recorded it on the beach. Yeah.
They asked Namath the same thing. They were like, "Hey, you're down 17 points in the Super Bowl. Are you guys gonna win?" Namath was like, "Yeah, we're gonna win." What are you joking me? Yeah, I mean, like this is like, duh. Like, what is he supposed to say? No, I'm actually coming back for one more year. You see all this old male stuff that's like on me. Did he have a shirt on at least or no?
I think yeah.
Okay, so I mean, he's probably taking his kids to the beach. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, let him be. But and that's the thing. Like, why'd the media even talk to him on the beach?
No, it was he recorded his own video and posted it while he was on the beach. Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm retired. See you later, guys.
Yeah, he pretty much recorded a video with himself on the beach, and then he had his whole speech. No media, no anything. It's just him recording on his own.
Yo, Tom Brady is going soon now. I don't even think he knows how to retire anymore, bro. How do you not retire? You're the greatest football player to ever retire, and you're retiring with no one around you.
I mean, technically, he kind of used all his speeches and he said in the video, all the graphics and pictures, all the big time speeches I already used last year, so I'm just gonna retire in a normal way. Here it is.
Phil, how dare you?
That's what he said.
Man's not retiring. He should not be retiring. Send this man off with something. Come on now. Been in the league for 20 years. Kobe was in the league for 20 years. Man died. We all miss him. All right. What if Tom Brady leaves? Yeah, how crazy would that be? That'd be horrible, bro.
Next up, speaking about quarterbacks who should retire, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron should retire. Come on now.
Well, because Elijah's not here, and I got to make that joke at least once.
Man. Now I got to stick up for him. Elijah, I'm on your side on this. Let's get it.
Yeah, so obviously the Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers grouping is not working as it used to, and he's probably going to be moved in the offseason.
It'd be a joke.
There's a lot of teams that are available. The Raiders, obviously, with the Devontae Adams reunion. The Jets, his name has popped up a lot. I mean, who wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers at this point? I mean, I wouldn't personally, but
he's popped up in New England too. There
been 12 for 12.
Phil's just like, I'd rather watch that old lady movie about going to see Tom Brady. That's Phil.
I'd rather see Ted, which also stars Tom Brady.
Oh, geez, that's Ted too, by the way, and that's nasty.
It isn't.
Yeah,
it is. You're right.
All right.
Yeah. The Packers said they would prefer to trade Aaron Rodgers if they had to because cutting him would cost way too much, etc. So where do you think Aaron Rodgers lands besides the Jets?
He could land in a bunch of places. He could land in the 49ers. I think the 49ers would be the number one destination. He's from that area. He's just like Tom Brady, as in he grew up in Northern California. So he played at Berkeley, where Brady didn't play, but it's very, very close to the 49ers facility. So I mean, it's like anything can happen. I think it'd be awesome to see you go to the 49ers because if he stays healthy, you have Aaron Rodgers at the helm, and then you got Debo, and then you got Ayuk, and then you got Christian McCaffrey, and then you can bring in a free agent, and then you got Trent Williams on the offensive line, and then you got Joey Bosa in that defense. They're a Super Bowl contender. You know what I mean? But
right.
Anything can happen in San Francisco, and I think Purdy should stay. So hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't go there. So I don't know. Anything could happen, but I don't think his career is over. I think he has a couple more years. I think he didn't.
I'll say 2 or 3.
He didn't have the receiving core, and it's hilarious that they would trade Aaron Rodgers when they couldn't trade for a wide receiver last year, someone who's actually played in the league for more than 1 year. You know what I mean? You couldn't go out and get somebody. But
Brandon
you're
Cooks
afraid.
was available. Chase Claypool was available. Hey. We'll see what's up next. So, next
Crazy.
up, there's a lot of new hires around the league again as well. The biggest one was obviously Broncos getting Sean Payton, but let's go over who the Jets got because I know John wanted to talk about it.
I do. I want to talk about that.
Hey.
Nathaniel Hackett, former head coach of the Denver Broncos, also former offensive coordinator / play caller for Aaron Rodgers. So definitely Aaron Rodgers could be in the mix for this. My dad would be very against that. So interesting to see what happens. I think Lamar Jackson should sign with us, but I mean, I'm interested to see what happens. What do you think of the Nathaniel Hackett signing?
I mean, if they get Aaron Rodgers, it's a good move. If they don't, what was the reason? Cardi B, what was the reason? But
he's a decent play caller. And
yeah. I think it's one of those cases where I think he's a good coordinator, but I don't think he should be a head coach.
He's in the same system as they've been running. Do you know what I mean? Like his offense is very similar to, you know what I mean, what the Jets or the Packers or the 49ers have. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. I think the Jets needed some offensive help after Breece Hall went down because their offense looked very stagnant after that. So I think having a good mind like Nathaniel Hackett as only an offensive coordinator, I think that's going to help them very much. So it's good. I like it. Also, DeMeco Ryans, former San Francisco defensive coordinator, is now a Houston Texan coach. He was a former player. He played linebacker for them, but now he is their coach, the third coach in 3 years. Hopefully, and he signed a lengthy contract. So hopefully he stays as a Houston Texans for more than a coach as more than a season.
If he's not there for more than a season, they should also disband the Houston Texans and move them somewhere else and make them sell a team. Because what are we doing here? What 3 head coaches in 3 years still? What's going on?
And they actually won their last game of the season.
And they're still beating people. And that's crazy. And that's great. They're still beating people.
The players actually like Lovie Smith too.
Yeah,
he's a likable coach.
Lovie should be like an offense or defense coordinator. You know what I mean? Like you should just run.
He probably will. Right. And also, hey, the last one we're talking about before we get on to award predictions. The Broncos, they have their coach. A lot of rumors have been flying around. Where's Sean Payton going to go? A lot of people said Denver, and a lot of people were right. And to start off Denver, he started with some no-nonsense bullshit for Russell Wilson. No, you're not getting special treatment just because you're a star player. You have to earn it, and last year you did not earn it. So I'm not letting you get away with anything extra. If you want to win, you're gonna have to do it my way and the only way. So I think that's a good start for Sean Payton's Broncos career. Not dealing with any of Russell Wilson's diva drama bullshit.
I mean, he might not know what's going on with that. You know what I mean? Like, he might not have talked to anyone. He might have just heard and was just like, "No, we ain't doing it." You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. And that's the thing. But I don't know if you could say he didn't earn it last year. He had a first time head coach who used to be an offensive coordinator in a system that wasn't his. Okay, with when they had injuries and they didn't really add to their team at all. You know what I mean? They just traded away Nick Chubb. So I mean, I think it starts anew under Peyton, but I don't think it was all Russell Wilson's fault.
Right.
Is that wrong to say? I don't know.
No, I believe so. I believe it was like, offset coaching from Nathaniel Hackett. Injuries, you lost Javonte Williams. You lost some people early as well. So I do believe it's a good amount of Russell Wilson's fault because obviously you're the quarterback. They're the star players of the NFL. They get blame and accountability a lot, even when they don't deserve it. But I do believe that the coaching could have been better, and obviously injuries are part of the game as well. So
it's good.
Okay. Any other hires that we want to go over?
I don't think so. Did anyone else get hired? Probably.
Brian Flores did get hired as a defensive coordinator for somebody.
Oh, nice. Bro.
Let me double check to be safe. Let's see. Brian Flores hired. He got hired.
About time. Too.
Yep. Oh, Flores will join the Vikings as defensive coordinator.
They need it too.
They need it badly.
They need it badly. Oh my god.
Yeah, because
Justin Jefferson's like, get me somebody.
Right.
You like defense.
You let Daniel Jones do that to you. You guys need a defensive coordinator.
Destroyed them. Destroyed them. Go ahead.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we obviously talk about Super Bowl and a lot of other things, hey, we're under an hour and we got like 3 topics left. So maybe those three drafts might be a possibility. Let's talk about some awards since the award show is the night before the Super Bowl. Let's go with some of them. We're not gonna go over all of them, obviously. Who's your comeback player of the year?
I don't know.
You have the Giants hat on.
I know.
Any other name will be blasphemy, John.
Saquon Barkley, please, come on.
Yeah, I agree.
You're not gonna say it, but realistically, who it really should be is Jalen Hurts.
For comeback player of the year,
MVP. Bro. I don't mean to be like that.
Oh, we talk about comeback player of the year, sir.
I understand that, but like in the minds of people, do you know the Eagles have 2 first-round picks because they were going to pick another quarterback if Hurts didn't get his shit together? Did you know that? So I'm just saying, like, the dude had a sprained ankle last year, played all last year, and now took his team from nothing to the top. Okay? To the top. Okay. So I'm just saying.
The defense is elite too, as well.
Has come back and has proved himself he's worth more than $3 million, which he's just getting paid on a rookie deal. So,
right. I'm gonna go Saquon then.
Okay. Well, I said Saquon already.
Saquon.
So who's your other one?
Grant McCaffrey. Obviously injured, and I mean, also the finalists are, McCaffrey, Geno, and Saquon. But if I had to rank them, Saquon, CMC, Geno.
I don't know. See, like it'd probably be Saquon, Geno, CMC. Sorry.
Also, we got to figure out what's the terminology for comeback player of the year. Is it someone that's been injured and come back, or someone that has a good story, a comeback story like Geno Smith? Because there's a lot of.
He was dead. He was in the ground. He came back from the dead.
Right. I got the list of finalists right here. Hold on, just give me a moment.
Yeah. Let's just do our rankings.
Yeah.
Because I'm sounding ridiculous by saying Jalen Hurts, but he really did. And Eagles fans will never admit it, but like they didn't know. You know what I mean?
Right. Let's go with okay, who's your AP defensive rookie of the year? I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Sauce Gardner. It's Sauce Gardner.
Really?
All right. It's Sauce Gardner.
Are you sure about that?
Sauce Gardner is a top 5 corner. And I think he's kind of proved he's at least in the top, at minimum, he's at the top 10 in the whole league. He's definitely a top 10 corner. Sorry. But he's the 4th overall pick, and he's already a top 5, top 10 corner in the league. Better give this man defensive rookie of the year.
Right. I'm going to go Sauce Gardner as well. Just he played well.
Hutchinson could be a second. Yeah,
the finalists are Gardner, Hutchinson, and Tariq Woolen from the Seahawks. So, yeah.
Who?
Tariq Woolen, the cornerback, he had a very good year.
He had a good year, but like, yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
Also, AP offensive rookie of the year.
Okay, what are the finals?
Purdy, Kenneth Walker from Seahawks, and Garrett Wilson.
There's gonna be some bias, but I'm gonna say Garrett Wilson. I'm sorry.
A lot of bias.
I'm sorry. It's a little biased. How awesome would it be if we won both rookie and offense and defensive rookie of the year? It'd be awesome.
Oh, at least you're winning defense. At least you're winning defense.
What, and Walker? What?
At least you're winning defense. Because I don't know about the offensive one.
Woo! You think Walker gonna take it home? Or you think
1,000 yards and Seattle went to the playoffs.
They went on Geno's back.
Also, Kenneth Walker's rushing.
Somewhat. Only 1,000 yards. How many yards do they have? 1,000 what?
Over 1,000, I know that for sure.
1,000 what? Like 1,100?
I don't know the exact amount, but I think 1,100, close to that.
That's not good enough to win. Come on.
Look at the year.
Now. Come on now.
How many receiving yards did Garrett Wilson get?
You made me look shit up now.
You're the one that said 1,000 yards isn't enough.
First of all, I didn't make you give exact numbers. Okay. All right.
I'm just making.
Garrett Wilson's play stands. We had Geno Smith, the quarterback. All right. There's a reason why we beat Buffalo. All right. Buffalo's a top 3 team. Can we admit that? How did Geno Smith beat Buffalo?
New Buffalo's top 3 team. I agree with that.
I'm just saying we beat. And by the way, Geno. I'm joking. Not Geno Smith, Zach Wilson. I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, Zach Wilson beat Buffalo. Okay, and that's something that everybody forgets. All right, when they like to talk shit. Okay, yes, he lost to the Patriots twice. That is his Achilles heel. But we beat Buffalo and Miami. We beat Buffalo and Miami with Wilson. Oh my God. Actually, he was injured for the first 4 games, but other than that.
Right. Okay. Next one up. AP Coach of the Year. Your candidates are Nick Sirianni, Eagles, Kyle Shanahan, 49ers, Doug Peterson, Jaguars, Sean McDermott, Bills, and Brian Daboll, Giants. John, I know you have a biased pick, so go ahead. Go first.
Once again with this biased pick. All right. All right. Let's just talk about everybody else. Nick Sirianni, all right? The dude he traded for AJ Brown during the draft, okay? And he had some picks, and he got he had a stack.
Jordan Davis from Alabama.
Corners in the damn league. And you're gonna give him Coach of the Year? Get the hell out of here. Yes, he's a great coach, right? Does he deserve Coach of the Year? No. He doesn't. All right, who's the next coach that's against what's his face?
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan. All right. The dude couldn't even manage his quarterbacks, and that's why he's out of the Super Bowl. All right. Man should be in the Super Bowl because he should have outcoached Nick Sirianni. But guess what? He ran out of quarterbacks, so he had to run it 39 times. All right. Who else is against Brian Daboll?
Doug Peterson.
Coach. Who?
There's 2 more. Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson. All right. Yes. Doug Peterson won a playoff game, and that is
Jaguars.
That's up to celebrate, all right? But until he breaks Tom Coughlin's record, I don't want to hear shit, okay? I don't want to hear anything about it, all right? Because he hasn't done anything yet, all right? And he's got an insanely great quarterback, and he should let it be known that he's better than Justin Herbert, all right? Until that's known, all right? Until that's known, man doesn't deserve to win Coach of the Year. He had a good year. He should come in second.
Also, one of your favorite coaches in the league, of one of your favorite teams, Sean McDermott, Bills.
Sean McDermott.
Also, this is regular season awards.
Unfortunately,
regular season.
Okay. Still lost in the playoffs. I'm sorry. They should have gone
farther. You just had to remind them.
I had to remind them. I'm just saying they should have honestly been going to the Super Bowl. But realistically, the way he's handled his team and the way he's handled his players is nothing short of honorable. And he's a great coach. And props to him for how he handled the DeMar Hamlin situation and how he handled his team and not having them play and telling them I'm not playing. You know what I mean? And it being there for them, because other coaches in the past would have said, all right, we'll continue in 15-20. And he knew better. So if Brian Daboll doesn't win, I hope Sean McDermott gets a nod, maybe. Nick Sirianni does not deserve to win. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like that. I support the Eagles too, but like whatever.
Also, I was gonna say. Also, so I'm guessing Daboll is your pick.
Daboll is my pick. Thank you.
I'm gonna go with the same thing because I'm gonna go Daboll as well. Because beginning of the year, I said
on the show there's a bias. You cannot pick Daboll as well. You pick Saquon and Daboll as well. Are you a Giants fan, Phil?
But what did I say at the beginning of the year? I said this coach coming in from Buffalo is going to give you guys the culture you guys desperately needed.
You did say that. I was nervous, and calm my nerves. So good for you.
So, like I said, I'm sticking with my original pick because I did have Kyle Shanahan to win in the beginning of the year, but after saying what Brian Daboll did with a helpless and sorry ass Giant team from last year,
all right. We had players step up. All right, Dexter Lawrence stepped up. All right,
thanks to his coaching.
All right,
thanks to his coaching.
Thanks to his coaching, yes, he put them in the right positions. He also, I am 100% behind Brian Daboll, but he had some controversial calls too on fourth. So if that cost them, that only cost them because they lost. You know what I mean? They're 9-7. So realistically, like I get that's why he didn't win Coach of the Year, because he lost on those calls. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think that's what the Coach of the Year is supposed to do. I think he's supposed to try to make those calls.
Right. Okay, we got the last 3 awards, and then we'll move on to the Super Bowl predictions. 8 Defensive Player of the Year. Your finalists are Nick Bosa, Chris Jones, and Micah Parsons. We got. I'm gonna go Micah Parsons.
Jones.
Oh, Chris Jones.
Bosa, Parsons.
I'm going Parsons.
I understand that. He's just not. He's just not. His mouth is too big for his play, and that's what I have to say about it. He talked all this crap about Jalen Hurts and lost 3 times to him this year, didn't he? Or no, he lost. They lost twice.
Twice, yeah. They get played.
Jalen Hurts wasn't in the second time, and they let him put 33 on him and still won. But 33?
Gardner Minshew. Yeah.
Your defense ain't that good. I don't mean to be like that. Akeem, I can't have Akeem come on this podcast tell me his defense was the best. Yeah, no, sorry.
So who got your vote?
I'm gonna go Jones. I know it's a
Okay.
weird pick, but I'm gonna go Jones, Bosa, then Parsons.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Parsons, Bosa, Jones.
I didn't like the interview, bro. I didn't like the interview.
Hey, I mean,
let it be. Should have let it be.
Parsons carried this Cowboys team when Dak Prescott was out. He's probably one of the main reasons why they won. And this is a regular season award, so I'm gonna go Parsons.
Hey, to quote my co-host Akeem Wright, if they don't win the Super Bowl, they had a failure of a year. All right, so
I agree with that. Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything to me. Doesn't deserve it. Sorry, don't mean anything. But go ahead.
Okay, the second to the last, offensive player of the year. Your candidates: Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts, and Tyreek Hill.
Say that again. Go ahead.
Tyreek Hill,
Okay.
Jalen Hurts,
Okay.
Justin Jefferson,
Uh-huh.
and Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
It's hard. This is offensive player of the year.
Yep.
This should go to a non-quarterback. I'm gonna make that statement right now. Because MVP is going to a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
MVP is all quarterbacks. So I'm gonna exclude. You know what? Actually, no. I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts the nod. But if I had to give someone the nod, it'd probably be Jefferson, I guess. I mean, if it wasn't Hurts.
For me, I'm gonna give it to Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
I think he was the most or second most in yards.
He didn't have more yards than Jefferson, though. I don't think.
Yeah, he was second because
but wasn't Jefferson 1 or something? No.
Yeah, Jefferson was 1.
Okay, that's what.
Also, receptions, I think Tyreek Hill was leading in, and he did this with Tua, Teddy Bridgewater, and Skylar Tompkins. So, with that being said, I think with the combination of those 3 quarterbacks, he didn't have his best talent the whole year, and he still put up numbers. So, I'm gonna go Tyreek Hill.
I get it. I just disagree. I think Jefferson took Minnesota farther than they deserve to go.
I wouldn't be upset with that pick.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, for me, it'd be Jefferson or Hill.
And the only reason I kind of said Hurts is because I don't know if I'd give him MVP, but you know what? I say Jefferson. So let's go to MVP.
So MVP, the candidates, it is. Let me check. Okay, Justin Jefferson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. John, who do we have for MVP?
As a Giants fan, I'm gonna go Jalen Hurts.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Nasty
I'm
word.
sorry. He deserves it. He deserves it. How many losses did they have in the regular season?
2 or 3.
2. Just saying, 2 losses. I mean, this was a guy that could have been replaced. This was a guy that people had their doubts about in college. When he first got to the Eagles last year, when he had a sprained ankle and people were talking crap about him, this dude deserves to win MVP. Who's your MVP pick, Phil?
We're going to go to Kansas City for this one. Mr. Patrick Mahomes. My reasoning is...
He's my Super Bowl MVP, though. Go ahead.
Oh, hey. For my reasoning, if you combined... what's Jalen Hurts' best ability as a football player?
He doesn't have one. He's equally good at passing as
and rushing, right? So
I think overall, I think overall, I would say he does something a game manager should do, but exceeds it to the max. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you gave Michael Vick game manager title, and then he was just like, nah, I'm gonna rush a little bit. You know what I mean? So
right. So with that being said, Patrick Mahomes has the most yards for passing and rushing combined for a quarterback out of all the candidates. So
Okay.
if you combined everyone's passing and rushing yards for each candidate, more than Jalen Hurts, more than Josh Allen, more than Joe Burrow, plus he's thrown more touchdowns than Jalen Hurts. But I think Mahomes, the only thing is he's thrown more interceptions than Jalen Hurts. But number one seed in AFC. He did this without Tyreek Hill because a lot of people were doubting him without Tyreek Hill.
So he had Juju Smith-Schuster. He had who's that Packer wide receiver?
And Marquise Valdes-Scantling.
Yep. Who's established, and then you also traded for Tony. Forgot about that.
I mean, he barely played.
Kelce, the number one corner in the league. I mean, I'm just saying he had options.
I mean, Jalen Hurts had options as well. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown and Smith.
I would rather have AJ Brown, and Devontae Smith than like just those two receivers over the whole receiving core of the Chiefs minus Travis Kelce.
He did. He had those two receivers, but you also have to understand that Jalen Hurts gave up the ball a lot to Sanders, who had over 1,000 yards. He exceeded his expectations. So that
which they should.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but like what I'm saying is if they didn't rush it with him, if they rushed it with Hurts or decided to pass it for, let's say 60% of the time they gave it to Sanders, do you know what I mean? He is competing and his drive is right there with Mahomes.
Right.
I mean, maybe you don't want to believe in those fake numbers, but what I'm saying is like, there's a reason, you know what I mean? Like Patrick Mahomes didn't have a number one running back. They got Panko or whatever the hell his name is. Pacheco, yeah. At like midway through the season, but it took him midway through the season to be trusted. You know what I mean? And they ran the ball a lot when Patrick Mahomes got hurt during those playoff games, but like it's not like he was fully trusted throughout the year. You know what I mean? So
right.
And Patrick Mahomes rushes a lot too. That's something people forget about. Like he's a dual threat. Like even though he is a top tier quarterback, he's still can tuck it and run. He is something that him, Trevor Lawrence, and I want to say, I almost want to say Jalen Hurts has that same ability. You know what I mean? Where they're dual threat quarterbacks that if they're not hurt, you know what I mean? They're top tier quarterbacks. They're like the top of the top. So, and by the way, Phil, I'd like to end this little soliloquy to Jalen Hurts should be MVP with adding him in my top 5 quarterbacks
for this year.
If I had to rank them right now, it would be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then Jalen Hurts.
That's fair. That's fair to say that's a top 5 this year.
I'm just saying that's my top 5.
Maybe not Lamar because he's been injury prone this year.
No, I think he's a generational type quarterback. That was my top 5 quarterbacks.
Going into next season?
Going into next season, as of right now, into next season. That's
fair.
Because I also think Lamar Jackson, he put up like what 7 wins. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then he got hurt. You know what I mean? And he's also playing on a contract thing. So he might have been able to play, but he also didn't want to injure himself to the point where he couldn't like come back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think he has a big next year, whatever happens. Do you think the Ravens tag him?
They might have to at this point.
Because it's really about to get into this question. Who do you think the Jets are going to sign as their quarterback?
They have a lot of options. Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr.
Bring in somebody to compete with Zach Wilson.
They have a lot of options.
He's gonna get a shot. And I think if he
handing the water bottle off to the starter.
What'd you say?
Handing the water bottle off to the starter.
No. I actually do think he's gonna get a legit shot. And I mean, for all the Jets fans, like I said, for all the Jet fans that want to talk their shit,
for all you non-believers,
he beat Buffalo. He beat Buffalo. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he can come back and he can do it again, but what I'm saying is, I want him to compete. I want him to learn from Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, whoever we bring in. Do you know what I mean?
True. So, hey, and we had our last segment of NFL before we go into the draft. So, Super Bowl predictions. So, we're gonna go through. This is gonna be a little snippet of our own to put for our YouTube short videos. So, just want to welcome everyone that's tuning in to watch this on YouTube. Me and John are gonna give 5 things. I think it's 5, right? 5 things. This is sort of like a mini parlay or just our general thoughts of how the Super Bowl is gonna go. So, Super Bowl, what is it? What number is it? Super Bowl. You know what the number is, John, by any chance?
No, I don't. But probably up there. It's like within the 40s.
So this upcoming Super Bowl, this Sunday,
No, it's
Chiefs
past 50.
past 50. So Chiefs versus Eagles. Obviously, these both teams had a long history. So
Hold on. I also want to know who you think is going to win.
yeah, this is all part of the thing. Trust me.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So
It's not on the list.
it is
No.
spread / ML
Oh, okay.
money line.
That's what that is.
Yeah. So how do we think this game's going to start? Is it going to be a heads or a tails for the coin toss?
I'm gonna go heads.
I'm gonna go tails. Tails never fails. Okay, and something that Akeem still mad at me to this day, a very popular prop in Super Bowls. First touchdown. Last year it was Odell Beckham Jr. and I told Akeem not to do it, even though he got it and he was pissed. He's still pissed at me.
I told my friends that. We were watching Super Bowl. I was like, watch. My buddy was like, Odell's gonna have the first touchdown. He probably will. And he did. And I was just like, I told you.
Who will get this year's first touchdown?
I think there's only one person to score this year's first touchdown. And that will be Travis Kelce. To start the Kelce Bowl. To start the Kelce Bowl, it should be Travis. How crazy would it be if Jason Kelce scored a touchdown though in this game? How crazy would that be?
That would be wild.
I'd go insane. I don't even care. I'd just start screaming.
So tails, head. Hold on. I think Elijah picked head in the chat, I believe. Elijah said in the chat he picked heads. And Jalen Hurts first touchdown for him.
I kind of like Jalen Hurts first touchdown too. Shit.
I'm gonna go. Damn.
Does make sense, doesn't it?
I'm gonna go. You know what? Damn. Do I want to go with this guy? You know what? Let me get Isaiah Pacheco.
Really? I think we'll see a quarterback sneak before we'll see.
It's possible. Hey, a little dump off
I'm
pass.
gonna go Travis Kelce. He probably won't have the first touchdown, but I'm gonna go Travis Kelce.
A little dump off pass. A little. It could be a dump off pass. It could be a little run, a screen, etc., etc. There's plenty of ways for him to score.
He's gonna score the first time. Okay.
Okay. So
player prop.
Player prop. See, I was looking around. Elijah had Jalen Hurts under 238 passing yards. And for me, I'm going off of strictly FanDuel because that's what I'm looking at currently as well. I'm going to
Jalen Hurts touchdown.
Are we going anytime touchdown score?
Yeah, anytime touchdown score, probably.
Okay, that's pretty good. For me, Patrick Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I think that's a guarantee.
If it's not like that, it's gonna be a horrible Super Bowl. Bro, you know what's crazy? Can I tell you what that Eagles fan who I was playing pool with told me?
Right.
You know what his final score prediction was gonna be?
What?
51-17.
Damn.
Right? Like I was just like, yeah, you guys are gonna win, but 51-17.
Yeah, I think it's at minus 210 right now, so it's not the sexiest pick. But I think that is the most concrete pick you have in a Super Bowl, especially with Patrick Mahomes. If you don't throw 2 or more touchdowns in a Super Bowl, that's scary.
I'd like that player prop too. I'd like that.
They're losing if Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw 2 or more touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a big L.
Right. So the next one is
I'm gonna go money line.
Money line.
Spread.
Yeah, that works.
And I'm gonna go Chiefs.
And that's where we agree. Chiefs Kingdom, Chiefs money line. Well, it might be Chiefs spread, but I think worst case scenario, I'll do Chiefs win by field goal, minus 2.5.
I don't know. It could also be Philly though. I've said Philly was good all year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could also be Philly though. Philly has the most complete team. They remind me the most of the Rams.
KC money line, and Elijah said, I think it was KC minus 6.5. KC to win by 7 or more points. Wow.
The Eagles could win by 3.
So yeah, also all of us are going with Kansas City with at least a win. And I believe the last one, Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I said it before. I'm gonna go Patrick Mahomes. Well, how cool would it be if it was Travis Kelce?
Honestly, I think that's what I'm going to. Yeah, give me Travis Kelce because you are the star player of the offense minus Mahomes, and there's one you always go to your goats in full time. I think Travis Kelce is going to have 15 plus receptions, over 100 yards. If they want to win, Kelce has to show out.
2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. He has to show out. There's no other excuse.
Touchdowns, like over 100 and some odd yards, and like let's say 8 catch, bro.
And plus, I don't want to be the guy that says, "Oh, Mahomes." I mean, I know it's a very safe pick.
I said that.
It's a very safe pick.
Oh my god.
Elijah said Mahomes too. So to be fair,
you know what? It might be Jalen Hurts. If the Eagles win, it's gonna be Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry.
Either him or I'm gonna say Sanders maybe because
Brown didn't do anything in the first game.
He didn't have to.
You know what I mean? Well, I know, but he was disappointed. And Nick Sirianni tapped him on the back and was like, "Don't worry, we got the Super Bowl." Like, you know what I mean? So he could show out, but I think Jalen Hurts, he would be if the Eagles win, he will be the MVP. Just gonna cover that for all the Eagle fans.
Absolutely. Okay, hold on. Give me one moment. I should have to check something. Good. I'm chasing my last minute bets. Sorry. Also, I'm checking on my last minute bets. Sorry.
Okay, I haven't bet at all.
Ooh, that is lovely. I might have posted 3 winning tickets. I might have.
Phil, you need to text people.
I put it in the chat.
Text me personally. Be like, "Hey, John."
You said put it in the chat.
I said these will also win. I'm just saying.
But you said technically, I like it when you put it in the chat with the link. I did exactly that.
You put it in the chat with the link? Oh, you did. Fuck me. I forgot about it. Okay, well, next time.
Okay, so last thing, just before we go off to the drafts, final score.
I don't know if it's going to be 51-17. I'll tell you that. I don't know.
This won't count towards our 5 picks, but just because.
I think they both score over 30 points.
What's the over-under? Let me see.
I don't know, but I'm going over because the Kelce mom wants it over, so I'm going to go over.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. She wants to be the highest scoring Super Bowl.
50.5 right now on FanDuel.
I think it's going to be at least 51.
I think it's going to go over as well. I'm going to say let me go.
Do they break the record? Is it the highest scoring Super Bowl?
What's the highest scoring Super Bowl?
I don't know. But do they break? My question is, do they break the record?
I'm going to say Chiefs 38-34.
Wow. I like that a lot.
Imagine it's going to be 11-7. Imagine it's a low scoring game.
Or it might be too, bro.
Honestly, yeah, I'm going to go high scoring. I think the Chiefs win it by at least 4, or at least a field goal because, safety first. But, yeah, I'm going to say 38-34. It might be a bad pick because that's 72 points.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very bad pick. Okay, so, sorry, I don't mean to be like that.
No, that's understandable.
No, you could be it, but that would also break the record.
Sorry, 31-27. Final pick. 31-27.
Okay. Well,
that is my final pick.
Break the record. The record is 55 points.
Yeah, I'm going 31-27. Final score Chiefs. That's my official pick. I think that sounds a lot better than 38-34. I might put in a little, sprinkle on a correct. If you want to put a bet on correct score, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, dude. I might just put the Philly guy bet for $1. You know what I mean? Because that's gonna be like
imagine. I mean, you might as well. It's just $1 on that. On that,
crazy. Does it not sound crazy?
Wait, 51-17.
That's what he said.
Let me check that real quick for you.
Asshole. Really had the balls to say it to me. I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. Your team loses. He was wearing full Eagles gear too. I would have gotten into a huge fight if I said that.
Chiefs 50. Who has 51?
The Eagles.
Eagles 51. It doesn't even go up to 51. Damn. The closest one they have is 41-17.
How much is that?
Eagles 41, Chiefs 17, right?
Yeah. How much money?
40,000.
For $1?
No, the odds is plus 40,000. So if you put $1 on it, you win $400.
So if I put $100 on it,
John,
I could. What? No, I'm joking.
John, if you call the line, call them the hotline number. If you put that much money on a correct
$100?
score,
Why not? Phil, could you imagine if it was 41-17? We'd be kicking ourselves.
if it was
We'd
Eagles,
be kicking ourselves, Phil.
if it was Eagles 41, Chiefs 17, if you put $100 on it, $40,000.
I know, Phil. Phil, I'd be calling you up and be like, Phil, I need my cast tuition right now. I need that.
That
right
would
now,
be
Phil. And that'd be the second year you did it too. So hopefully it doesn't happen like that. All right, let's get on to the drafts.
Okay. We have a very special. It is draft time. Draft time.
Woo!
Wait, hold on. We need the sound effects. Did you just play a sound effect? Oh.
Yeah,
So we got it is draft time in Baller Central. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. You can see all the drafts on our podcast segment list. But with that being said, let's start this first draft. Let me check. Let me here's a good one.
Oh, baby, it's triple.
Bang.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have options. Do we want to start off with? We could do 3. It's only 126, so an hour 26 right now. So worst case, let's see how much time we have after that second one. So
Okay.
Our first draft will be Super Bowl foods. Go start off with that one.
Absolutely.
John, your idea. I would like for you to start.
Thank you very much.
Do you want to do 4 and then 2 honorable mentions?
No, bro, it's 3 and 2 honorable mentions.
Okay,
So
we can do
it's
that.
5.
Go ahead.
Just because it's just like why are we doing a sum total of 6? Do we just like it this much?
I don't know why. It's just the first time that popped in my head.
No, we do that though. I'll probably go chicken wings.
Damn, that was my first pick.
Absolutely. Bam bam.
Okay. Damn. I'm gonna go chicken wing dip.
Good for you. Good
First
for you.
first
It's a
pick.
solid pick.
That's a personal favorite of mine. So
It's good. It's good stuff. I'm gonna go with the trio: guacamole, queso, salsa, and chips, Tostito style.
chips and salsa, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
With
that's
guac.
fair. Okay.
With homemade guac with Tostitos. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Let's see. For me, I'm gonna go with. Damn, what classifies as a Super Bowl snack? Or I would say snack food.
Doritos.
Food, right?
Come on.
You said
You don't have
chips.
Doritos at your Super Bowl?
You
What?
said chips.
Yeah, but mine are like tortilla chips.
Oh,
Because it's
are we counting burgers or hot dogs?
You could if you want.
Burgers. I'm kind of getting burgers.
Who
burgers.
makes individual burgers?
You just said if you want.
You do if you want. But who makes individual burgers for the Super Bowl? Do you?
Yes.
Wow.
My family like to go out with cooking with the Super Bowl. So
I hear you. I'm gonna do something a little fancier. I'm gonna get a little fancy with it. All right.
yeah, pigs in a blanket.
I mean, we could go pigs in a blanket. I'm thinking about pigs in a blanket, but I might use that as an honorable mention. I'm gonna go shrimp cocktail.
Oh,
I got that on my Super Bowl. Always gotta have some shrimp cocktail. Oh my god.
He said,
You know, actually, we are doing 4 picks, Phil. 4 picks.
oh, but when I said, oh, why we usually do
I know,
3?
I know. But
That's crazy. I knew it.
I know I'm a cheater. Go ahead.
So my next
What's your
pick.
third What's your third pick?
I am going with I forgot what's it called. The hot dogs that you put in the breading. That's picked in the blanket. Let me go with that.
Yeah, that is plugged in the market. That's great.
Let's go with that.
What do I have so far? I have cheesesteaks.
Oh,
No.
Actually-
Oh, that's what I'm going with my next one. I'm gonna go mini cheesesteaks.
that's fine. That's fine. Next one for me, nachos.
Yeah, you can have nachos. Well, I have Tostitos, so it's
Does
basically
it
the
count?
same thing. It's the same thing.
Okay, so
You can do something else. Do something else.
you took damn chicken wings was a favorite.
I know. Sorry. I knew you were gonna go there too.
Because I loved chicken wings. Oh, let me go with pizza.
Oh, it's a great one. Good one. Good one.
Go with a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
What else we got?
We got
How
two
much-
honorable mentions.
I believe so.
Okay. The one thing that we did not draft, that I will no matter what draft, is beer.
That's just that. No, that's a beverage, sir.
Okay, so
Food.
it's my
Food.
snack. Andrew, tell me. All right. No. All right. So food. I'm gonna go sub sandwich. It's a brother of the cheesesteak, but I'm talking about really long sub sandwich, like one of those mega cold cuts. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What else you got? What else you got?
We need the sweets. Let me get brownies.
Good one, brownies. You don't want to overdo it at the Super Bowl too. I don't have a sweet either. Damn, that was a good one, Phil.
Aha.
Yeah, I think you got me there. I don't know. I got shrimp cocktail. I got nacho. I got Tostitos. I got little cheesesteaks, and I got whatever. And then I had interesting. Okay. I need one more snack. I was booed for this before, but because it's on so many commercials, I will go with Doritos.
Fair enough.
I have a thing of Doritos no matter what, every single Super Bowl. So that's an honorable mention. I love the crunch. The crunch is actually 9 different chips being crunched at once, put in one sound. Little fun fact for you. Super Bowl thing. What about you, Phil? What's your last honorable mention?
Buffalo cauliflower bites.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, who are you, my mother? Come on. What do you want?
I just wanted to see that reaction. Sorry.
Okay. Get awfully close to the chicken. Just saying.
You know what? This might not be like a traditional household item for Super Bowl parties, but something I love personally. Something if I see it, I always have a chance to eat it once I get it. Empanadas.
Okay.
Those are fire.
I'm with empanadas. They're good.
I am a hoe for empanadas. So.
Plus, they're cheap, and then that's what they're supposed to be like. They're like a hot dog, which I would say hot dog, but you know, Philly's in the Super Bowl this year, so I think mini cheesesteaks will work.
Okay.
So,
hey.
What about ready for our next draft?
This has been our first draft out of the 3 that we recorded tonight. Just a reminder: make sure you check the podcast segment list for all our drafts and other segments, etc., etc. So with that being said, John, make sure you tell the people. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, etc., etc. Real quick.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all these places we're at.
Yep. Also, put on our notifications if you want to get notifications when we upload. So, thank you, John.
And we're on Twitter and we're on Instagram. Sometimes we're on Facebook. We're on TikTok a lot. We got 200 followers now. So
yeah, we've been climbing up in there. So hey, we tune into that. Okay, so we have our next draft. And John, which one would you want to do?
What are the 2 options?
Super Bowl moments and Super Bowl players, like memorable Super Bowl players.
Are you going first?
Yeah, you went first in the food.
Okay, so we'll go moments.
I
want to hear about your moments, Phil. I want to hear about your moments.
To celebrate the anniversary of a certain Super Bowl game that has happened over the past couple of years. It's almost March, and I believe we should celebrate this game as a whole. Since the first score, the number of the score starts with a 3, and then the other one is 28. You know, March 28th, 3/28, the 25-point comeback for the New England Patriots. One of the most legendary Super Bowl games of all time is my first Super Bowl moment.
It's okay.
James White crossing the end zone as they
that was a barely cross. They didn't even review that. They just gave it.
They did.
They barely. If you watch when they storm the field, Edelman's like, we don't know if we won. And then Bill's like, yeah, man, they reviewed it. I mean, you know Belichick was like, we got in. Come on, what are we talking about here?
Right.
I'm just saying, like, if we actually put that under review today, you know what I mean? It could have been somewhat controversial.
Right.
But that is it was a very good, solid moment, and it's a great moment for Patriot fans and also people who know not to talk smack at halftime. That's the number one rule of football now. Don't talk smack at halftime. Just let's see what happens.
Absolutely.
All right, because every non-Patriots fan on the face of the earth was like, "What the is going on?" Right now?
To all the non-believers, all the doubters at halftime.
Shut up. That's smart Scott's speech. But yes, who's a Jet? I'm just saying, don't use that for your Patriot ways. But yeah, it was a great comeback. I'll give you that. And Matt Ryan is not the quality of Eli Manning. So let's,
So what's your first Super Bowl moment pick?
First Super Bowl moment pick. This is iconic. I'm gonna go with Tom Brady's drive. His first drive down to get a field goal. You heard John Madden. They just got to run out the clock and play for overtime now. Tom Brady drives him down the field.
Against the Rams?
Terry kicks a field goal. It's a steal in the draft series because I know you would have picked it. So Tom Brady's first Super Bowl winning drive is my first pick.
Against the Rams or the Panthers?
It was the Rams.
Damn, are you sure we're not? We probably are a biased podcast thinking about it.
Well, no, I'm also stealing it from you, so that's why, you know what I mean?
So I'm gonna reverse. I'm gonna play my trap card. Play Uno reverse.
Don't pick it.
We are heading to a very special Super Bowl. The Patriots had a very special season.
That's fine. Go ahead. You can pick that one.
Eli Manning escapes Teddy Bruschi or whoever it was, throws up a prayer. You see a player by the name of David Tyree reaches his hand out. Amen, indeed. Puts his hand on top of his head. Helmet catches the ball and comes down with it.
Covering him? Do you know who was covering him in that play?
Rodney Harrison?
That's right. Hall of Famer, by the way, Rodney Harrison. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. So yeah, David Tyree gets the ball, helmet catch. The rest is history. And I know that's on your list, so I want to see that before you say it.
It was on my list. It was actually going to be 3 because
that will probably be the thumbnail of this draft video.
Is that? Well, yeah. I mean, realistically, he does deserve to go number 1. If I played favorites upon favorite moments, that was probably number 1 that I've ever seen. So congratulations on the steal, because I took Tom Brady. Sorry about it, but I'm gonna go with something a lot of people don't know. I'm gonna go with Joe Namath. 17-point underdog, having an interview on the beach, asking him, do you think you're going to win the Super Bowl? Him telling them they will win the Super Bowl, becoming the first AFC team to ever win the Super Bowl, to unify the league. Everyone thought that the AFC was a joke, and then Joe Namath proved them wrong. So I'm going to go Joe Namath at number 2. Who's your number 3?
Number 3, do I want to say the Bills losing 3 straight?
No. And by the way, it was 4.
4 straight.
Oh my
God.
God.
Fuck it. I'm going to be petty. The Buffalo Bills losing 4 straight Super Bowls in the 90s.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
I'm pretty sure 2 of them were the Giants. Maybe, no, definitely one of them was the Giants. I don't know if 2 of them was the Giants. But damn, that's your 3rd pick. Damn. Okay. That's petty as hell. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to an iconic moment. Santonio Holmes as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
That's my last one. Damn.
With the toe tap. It was. I wasn't rooting for the Steelers. I was rooting for Kurt Warner, and damn, that was a great game, and damn, that was a great catch. And then Santonio Holmes smoked weed and became a Jet, and the rest is history. It's been a great time. Thank you, Santonio, for all the football memories you have given us throughout the years. What's your 4th pick, Phil?
I'm gonna, we're gonna go back to New England for this one. Russell Wilson and company are on the 1-yard line. 2 rushes from Marshawn Lynch to set them up. Everyone's thinking, hey, this is an easy decision, right? Marshawn Lynch has been running all over the Patriots all game. He can win the game for us right here. Nope. Russell Wilson decides, fuck it. I don't care what's happening. Let me throw it to try to catch him off guard. Malcolm Butler.
It's great. It's a great pick.
Career defining. His only good career moment in that.
Wow, you should not be saying that. He had other career moments. You called him a number one wide receiver at a time. You said he was a number one wide receiver at a time.
Because
I was talking smack about him. You were like, he's our number one guy, John.
I mean,
then
he was.
Talk shit about him.
He was a number one guy.
Yeah, but before he was really done.
Yeah, one of the most popular Super Bowl moments of all time. I'm gonna go with that pick. To seal the fate of the Seattle Seahawks.
It's a good pick. Good for it. All right. For my last one, I'm gonna go with another Giants Super Bowl. We're gonna go Giants Patriots the second time.
Mario Manningham?
The sequel. Yes, Mario Manningham. But something I also didn't realize, Victor Cruz won a Super Bowl. Justin Tuck was a part of that Super Bowl again, 2 Super Bowls. You had Jason Pierre-Paul with all his fingers. You had Eli Manning win his second Super Bowl against Tom Brady. It was a great one, and no one believed in us again, and we beat him again. And now Eli jokes about Tom Brady, and that's his only joke, but it's good stuff.
Right.
That's my pick. You got an honorable mention?
Honorable mention number 1. Devin Hester takes it to the house. Super Bowl against the Colts.
Okay. It's a good one. And you know why that's a good one? Because he lost that game, but he took it to the house in his own stadium. That he played college at the U, and they were playing at that stadium at Miami. So he returned it in his hometown during his Super Bowl.
Ooh, okay.
Because you said that, I'm going to bring up another thing. One of my favorite NFL players to watch that was a power back that was not a Jet or a Giant was Jerome Bettis. He was known as the Bus. The Bus. Where he would run people over. He played at Notre Dame. He played for the Rams until he got traded to the Steelers, and that's really where he made his name. He won one Super Bowl, and he won it in Detroit, where he was from. One of the things that they did was they brought the team over to his house, and they had a dinner. I thought that was amazing. I love Super Bowls where the hometown has somebody who used to live there, so I like to root for those type of people. You got one more honorable mention.
Honorable mention number 2 in the last pick of the draft. In honor of the Eagles being in the Super Bowl, the last time they were in the Super Bowl, the Philly play call. Nick Foles catches a touchdown against the Patriots.
You're gonna pick Philly as an honorable mention?
Yeah.
Phil. Okay.
You might as well.
How could you?
Why not?
Okay. Tom Brady was in 7 Super. We could have said Tampa Bay.
Yeah. I feel like that wasn't like an honorable or like a Super Bowl.
He beat Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but still, it wasn't like the most memorable game. Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but he's still in a career. When somebody compares the two, they're like, "Who's better, Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady?" Tom Brady can always be like, "I beat this dude in the Super Bowl. Who do you think's better?" I'm just saying.
So, who we got as your honorable mention? Last pick.
My honorable mention. You would think it'd be that, but it's not. It actually is. It's back when the Giants won their first Super Bowl.
We're not biased or anything.
Well, I am biased. Well, hear me out why I'm biased. And this is realistically, it pertains a lot to my life. So, fun fact, the Gatorade dumping started in the Super Bowl with the Giants. All right. And it was caught on camera. And ever since then, they have a bet every year on what color the Gatorade's going to be that they're going to dump on the winning coach.
Really?
So Bill Parcells started a Super Bowl tradition that always gets photographed. It's probably one of the most iconic things other than we're going to Disney World. So I'm going to use that as my last Super Bowl nod.
Okay. That is our second draft. We have a lot of time, so maybe like 17 minutes, but we're gonna do one more draft. So thank you for tuning into this draft. You can check out our previous draft, which was the Super Bowl Foods draft, and our next draft, which is the Super Bowl memorable players draft. So thank you for tuning into this video. Make sure you check all our links and make sure you comment, like the video, comment, subscribe, put on notifications so you know when we upload, and we'll see you in the next video. Bow. Okay, we are here It's been a very great night with my boy John once again. It's always a good time when we hang out and talk football. We may argue, we might fight, we may not agree, but we always have a good time doing it. Maybe. So
it depends who takes who in this round. So let's go.
Right. It all depends on who argues with what the argument is as well. So
sure.
So we have our last draft of the night. We have Super Bowl players, the most memorable Super Bowl players you could think of. I think I went first last round. So only right you go first.
This round.
Yep.
Tom Brady. Sorry. He won 7. No one else you can compare him to. It's hard. I mean, no, there are other people you can compare him to, but I'm going to go Tom Brady first.
See, well, I'm going to go Joe Montana then.
Joe Montana's a great pick. Such a great pick. I'm going to pick his teammate, Jerry Rice.
Oh, damn. That's my nice pick. You know what? Did Deion Sanders has won a Super Bowl, right?
Yep, with the Cowboys.
I'm going to go Deion.
No, Deion. Deion. I love it. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go with a man they name it after. I'm gonna go Vince Lombardi.
Perfect. This pick may upset John, and I can't wait to see his reaction.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with a man that played on the team that John is wearing currently.
Okay.
Some call him one of the best defensive players of all time.
He is.
Other people call him LT.
He is.
I'm gonna go Lawrence Taylor.
That's great. That's great.
I'm gonna steal a pick from John.
That's right. I stole Tom, so you can steal the best defensive player. I stole the best offensive player. It makes sense. Wait, who did I go with? I went with Tom Brady, Jerry Rice, and who did I pick last?
Who you picked? Oh damn. You went Brady, Rice,
Lombardi.
Yeah.
So I need a defensive player. Damn it, this is hard. You know what? I'm gonna go with the player with the best hair. Or actually, no. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with someone who we honestly should have picked in our best moments, and that's James Harrison with the 100-yard touchdown interception.
I respect it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go.
I'm just saying.
Right, I'm gonna go Dallas once again. Give me Emmitt Smith.
You're gonna pick Emmitt Smith? Oh my god! All right. That was 4, right? So we got 2 honorable mentions.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna have to go too deep. I might have to go another defense.
I'm gonna take Phil's last head coach away. He can't have another head coach. This is Bill Belichick. There's no one else on the board worth it.
Player. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I said Lombardi, so
okay. Let me go with.
And Belichick coached in both Giant Super Bowls and all Patriots Super Bowls.
Let me go Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott's a great pick. It's a great pick. It's a defense-minded player.
How to go San Francisco? Show some love to the Bay Area one time.
What was his name? Who was that guy on the Cowboys and the 49ers? It's D lineman. Hold on.
49ers and Cowboys?
Yeah. It's a D end. He was like a madman. He was on all their football lives.
Reggie White? No, not Reggie White. Deacon Jones?
No, actually, I got someone. Actually, can I take back Troy Polamalu?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, actually, I don't think I said Troy Polamalu. I'm gonna say because I said
you said James Harrison.
Marty, and I said James Harrison. I'm gonna go. I think this is our 7th pick.
Is it?
Yeah, because I went first. But can I have one more? Can I go one more?
How about we'll go even 10 to make this video a little bit longer?
Okay, fine.
Get you because I think this
who we picked.
I wrote mine down.
Okay, well that's nice.
Did you?
No, I didn't write mine down. I had Tom Brady. I had Jerry Rice. I had Vince Lombardi. I had Harrison. I had Belichick. And I don't think I have anyone. I don't think I had anyone at Belichick. This is my 6th.
Lombardi,
No, I already said Lombardi.
James Harrison.
Yeah, already said James Harrison.
So
So
okay,
this is my sixth pick. Okay, I'm gonna go Mean Joe Green.
damn, that was my next pick.
Thank you.
You know what?
He's a part of every single Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl. Do you know that?
Really? Damn.
Yeah, he was the player recruitment, so he got a ring.
Ah. I'm gonna go with someone who has been in a lot of legendary Super Bowls alongside Peyton Manning, alongside Tom Brady. Let me get one of the most important kickers in all of history, Adam Vinatieri,
Honestly, the best kicker to ever kick a football.
minus Justin Tucker.
Nope, Justin Tucker hasn't proved himself yet. Adam Vinatieri. Do you know about the Pat McAfee Adam Vinatieri thing?
What?
Pat McAfee lied to the Indianapolis Colts. And
yeah.
then Adam Vinatieri called him to congratulate him, and then he was like, "But can you hold? Because I don't think I've ever seen you hold in college." And Pat McAfee was like, "I went to West Virginia. I didn't hold in college." And he was like, "You didn't hold in college?" And he was like, "No, I lied." And he was like, "You lied?" And then he like ripped into him, and then he sent him to a camp in North Dakota.
Yikes.
And he had to live on somebody's couch for like 3 weeks to learn how to hold. Because Adam Vinatieri was like, "If you screw up my career, I'm going to kill you." I was like, well, maybe not like that. I don't know. That's kind of how Pat McAfee describes it, which is funny. And he loves Adam Vinatieri. You know what I mean? They have the best relationship because he's such a great guy. But that was a great last pick, Phil, too.
Okay.
All right. So sum up this draft.
Gotcha. So those are our 3 drafts. This is the last one. Make sure you check our previous 2 on the podcast segments list. I think they could be in the end screen. I don't know if I set that up yet, but hey, make sure you check out those drafts and others in that list. Make sure you like, comment the video, subscribe, and put on notifications so you know when we upload. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.
Okay. So, Super Bowl weekend. Hey, how will you be celebrating it or watching it, John? Before I head out.
I do go to a party. I do like to have my friends over. It's been changing in recent years. I don't know how, but there will be food around, and there will be a flat screen TV, and there might be beer, there might not be. I don't know. My fridge actually just broke too, so it's gonna suck. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna have stuff on ice. So lots of ice. What about you, Phil?
Usually me and my cousin. I go to my cousin's house and watch the game, and we throw a party and we eat a lot of food. So it's probably the same thing.
Nice.
Okay. Also,
but I consider the Super Bowl a holiday. Do you know what I mean? I think
it should be. Yeah.
And I mean, it really is. It's Super Bowl Sunday. So.
So, before we head out, each team's X factor, and then we'll do our closing stuff. That's not the obvious one.
Comes to both. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and Hurts, whoever plays better, is really who's going to win the Super Bowl.
Gotcha. If you had to say without them being in the picture, who would you pick?
X factors for both teams.
That's not like that. You can't pick Kelsey or Mahomes or Hurts and just Hurts.
You pick anybody we talked about. Okay, I would say probably the Eagles defense if they show up and beat Mahomes, or I mean, I think Travis Kelce is the clear number, but I mean, I think Juju or somebody else has to step up on that offense. If someone else doesn't step on that offense, it's going to be hard, especially because the corners for the Philadelphia Eagles are so good. You know what I mean? Darius Slay, Bradbury, they have the best corners in the league. Who's the guy they got from the Saints? I can't remember.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, their safety.
Yeah, that dude is a number 1 too. They have 3 number 1s.
Right. For me, Isaiah Pacheco. I've been speaking his name recently. I think he's going to be the X factor of that team. He's been their best running back this year so far. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire is activated off the IR, so he will be playing. But I do think they need to establish a running game because they will be on Travis Kelce every single down. So they got to make sure they can run the ball to free up some space for Kelce. And that begins with Pacheco. So he's going to be my X factor. And for the Eagles, I'm gonna say their linebackers.
Really? Okay.
We know what their defensive line can do in their secondary, but can their linebackers keep up with Kelce and stop the run when they have to? Because they haven't had like great linebackers as of late, but I think that's the one weakness on defense, if you want to ask me. But yeah, I think that's going to be a very huge key, whether or not they can stop the run and guard Kelsey when he gets those quick routes.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So, last words before I head out.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first. I'll end it.
Okay. I'm excited about the WNBA. I'm excited about the Liberty. I'm a big New York Liberty fan.
Las Vegas.
I think if the Knicks aren't doing well in the playoffs this year, it's gonna be fine because I think Vegas and the Liberty are gonna have a pretty good year in the WNBA. I'm also excited about the NCAA tournament, both the women's and men's, coming up for March Madness in a month. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave you on. I honestly do think the WNBA has teleported in time at least 10 years because they're about 25 years behind the NBA in at least like age wise. So they're doing stuff unprecedented by Candace Parker going to Vegas and Breanna Stewart going to New York. It's crazy. So what about you, Phil? What are your last words?
For me, I agree. WNBA is going crazy. The Aces loaded up, the Liberty loaded up. Hopefully, there could be more competition with the other teams as well. Because I mean, I love Kelsey Plum as a player and as a fine human being. So
yeah,
I hope the Aces repeat just because they got Candace Parker, they got other players as well. Aja Wilson.
Super Bird to come out of retirement and play for Phoenix.
Imagine.
Could you imagine? Because Sue Bird and Dan Taurasi played together at UConn. Do you know what I mean? And she's got to have the itch. And I mean, I'm excited for the one, the only. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. Okay. So, with that being said, also check out our socials. We've been trying to grow our socials this upcoming year, 2023. Whether it's YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our most popular one, TikTok. We've been getting a lot of new follows on that. So thank you for the people that's been checking out our TikTok. We're at 180 something right now, close to 200. Also, the streets have been wanting John on the TikTok account. So
Nope. That's okay. I'm honestly horrible.
Yeah,
so.
The only way you see John is his clips from our podcast. So
why? People have been saying he's bugging or something. What's going on?
No, because it's basically saying we're seeing too much of me.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's like isn't there other hosts? Like, yeah, I mean, we see John in clips and stuff, but also there's a filter on TikTok where they generate a random Super Bowl parlay for you. So
I think Elijah's going to take over TikTok this year. That's my prediction for 2023. I know it's already a month in, but I think he's going to completely take it over to the point where he's going to get us really a lot of views.
Absolutely, I believe in him. So, with that being said, wrap it up. Baller Central podcast, not live, but uploading every Wednesday or Friday, depending on our schedules. Down below, you can check us out on the following social media, on following apps: YouTube, Google Plus, etc., etc. So, with that being said, enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll be back next week to break it all down and to recap the whole season. And hey, we'll see you next time. Have a great night and deuces.